Oh, you're a school educator. Wow, that's interesting. I've got so many questions. What do you do about socialisation? I mean, you manage the schools, right? So you decided to put 30 children of the same age into a classroom? Why don't you mix them up like in the real world? Like some older, some younger, a mix of socioeconomic groups, catchment areas. Okay, but the age thing? Because that's how they did it in the Industrial Revolution. Okay. That was a while ago, though. Things are quite different. It's just working still, is it? Is it? But isn't it true that 250,000 children have been in schools that have been failing for over 13 years? That means there's kids that have gone into reception and come out the other side in a failing school the whole time. How does that fit in with you being responsible for a decent education? It's about money. You don't have the funding. Okay. That's weird because I just always thought school was for middle class people. I just think if you can't afford to do it properly, then don't run schools. How do you make sure they're prepared for life? Well, I mean, a lot of the subjects that you're still teaching are completely irrelevant to life in 2023. Like, how do you make sure they're prepared for the effects of life in an increasingly digital age, especially when in schools you're not actually allowed to use the things that they'd be using outside? It's like, how is it reflective of the real world, I guess I'm asking. You use maths every day. Sure, but not like Pythagoras theorem. It's like, you won't all be carrying a calculator around in your pocket. Kind of are, though. You won't be able to carry an encyclopedia. Kind of are. I'm just wondering if there was a way of doing it so that everyone felt like they were on their own path. Because one size fits all doesn't really fit anyone, does it? Have you ever tried on a one size fits all dress? It doesn't fit anyone. You need them to get through exams. Yeah. Do we, though? Isn't it that we've created this standardised system so then employers ask for things like GCSEs, and increasingly they're not anyway. But if we just scrap that and then every company had their own test that was, appropriate for that job, that sounds like it could work quite well. Is that something we're going to consider? No? Okay. How do you make sure you provide well for children with additional needs, special needs, children who are autistic, things like that? You have a sensory room? Okay. I mean, it just feels a bit like if I was designing like a living hell for an autistic child, I'd probably put 30 children of the same age in one room and then make it bright, stick loads of coloured posters on the walls, generally control when they could stand up and sit down and go to the toilet and eat and take their cardigans off and stuff. Is that something you considered? No, but you've got the sensory room. Okay. What about mental health? Was just these standardised exams, there was quite an influx of mental health problems when the standardised testing came out. Have you considered just not doing it? You've got a school counsellor. Okay. Have you ever considered that's a little bit like slashing yourself open and then putting a plaster on it, like creating the problem and then masking it? No. Okay. Well, best of luck to you.